Hello to all my friends out there. Today's Saturday. Half price at Salvation Army, and I shop at 2. So that's my big plans for today. Why stockpile? Well, you can go months without buying any food. If you buy food and you eat all your food down so there's not even a scrap in your house, then you have to go and you have to buy food for another month. So you're constantly in the cycle of having to spend your money just to exist. But if you stockpile, you can go for months and months and months without buying any food, and then you can buy food for your stockpile. So once you have all the food you need, you're always working on a surplus. Okay, I saw a good video. It's by Ice Age Farmer. You guys better subscribe to this. The U.S. has no grain reserves, feed and seed shortage. Okay, what happened was last year they used their seed reserves to plant, and then we had all these devastating floods. Well, guess what? Now there's tons of rain. Okay, that's bad enough. In comes the coldest winter expected, and all that water freezes. So, and we have a shortage of seeds, and the one crop that I'm always hammering on that's been affected is wheat. And also hay and alfalfa. How do you feed these animals with no hay and alfalfa? How do you plant crops with no seeds? And there's worldwide shortages too. In this video, he talks about how China was exporting all kinds of goods, and it was false. There was no food. And now, problems, of course. They always do this. They lent money when they shouldn't have. They overextended themselves. This is not uncommon. So, if you're prone to eating down your last bite of food and the shortages come in, that's bad. And if you should have to evacuate and you don't have any food, that's bad. So what I suggest, if you're new to food poisoning, also, you can expect low quality food. I told you I was looking for gold medal flour. And so you want to make sure you stockpile wheat and grape stuff and oil, good oil. I'm going to be going over and over this this food storage thing. If you find yourself in a food shortage, sitting in a house with no food, it's because you didn't stockpile any and you didn't go to the food bank. If you're poor, you just go to the food bank, get the food pantries, churches, and get the excess food while it's there, because a strong possibility. Okay, so last year flooded, and now it looks like more heavy rain has hit the Midwest, and it's just check this. The U.S. has no grain reserves, feed and seed shortages. So every week or two, buy a couple packages of seeds and start planting your own garden. And so I cannot encourage you guys enough to stockpile food. I mean, in my own family, during the Great Depression, during the trip from Missouri to Utah, if they had no food, they would have died. And they almost died anyway. And what worries me, and there's that 1 in 5 pork worldwide died of that. It was a swine virus. So, this is worrisome too. There could be worldwide epidemics of disease, like in these And those originated in China, where they probably didn't have good farming practices. You know, these viruses, just like in humans, they're easy to pick up. So you have to be very careful not to pick up any disease and virus yourself, because once you get it, it's hard, especially once you ingest something. So you want to be careful with your food. So what I think the strategy is buy low-cost food that's half decent to eat. You guys, hey KY Rambling Grammy, those dumplings were really good that I made at 6 o'clock in the morning when I was still awake. The insomnia. My son is worried. I go, this has been my whole life. My great-grandmother was an insomniac. I'd worry about myself. She lived to be almost 100. So, okay, you guys, I think it's very foolhardy not to stockpile food. Just buy a couple extra cans here. That's what I do. And what I would do is I would pile it up in boxes and just keep it in, you know, okay, I'll bet there's save it for a rainy day. All these floods are giving new meaning to save it for a rainy day. Stockpile your closets full of cans. This came off KY Rambling Granny. I ain't stockpiling anything except cans. Those big cans of vegetables and those big cans of fruit and flour and sugar. Doesn't cost much. Okay, you guys, God bless you all.